to sunny Portugal for the final round of the 2020 Michelin Le Mans Cup. In GT3, the title has already been decided. It was won by Iron Lynx at the last round in Monza. But the LMP3 title will be decided here at this last race in Portimão. Let's take a look.
With Iron Lynx already crowned as GT3 champions, it remains to be seen now who'll take the other two spots at the final championship podium, and there are three teams in it. The number 2, Porsche Zentrum Oberer Zürichsee by TFT Porsche, and Kessel Racing Ferraris, number 50 and 74.
We are trying to be focused on the front, not on the behind, and I think for this is where we are pretty safe. The goal is to win each time. Of course, it's kind of disappointment overall. To be fair, the guys was very strong, no mistakes, most important. I think just congrats for them.
And I can only congratulate the organizer that he has found the right balance for all cars. We're very close together and we have very good amateurs. Reno Mastronardi, he's extremely good, and I'm trying to follow and beat him if at all possible.
The Formula One gave us a little understanding as to what's changed, which was good. I spent last weekend watching free practice and qualifying and the race in detail, so we can learn some information before we arrive here. Watching their onboards certainly helped us understand the setup that we start on this week. So yeah, it's good. The track is fantastic.
Racing's number 37 team will do everything they can to try and challenge the number 3 crew at DKR, but the latter need only 1 point to clinch the team's 4th championship in a row. Graf remains 3rd in the standings. The French team is hungrier than ever to claim its first overall podium spot in Michelin Le Mans Cup racing.
It has been a wonderful season. We have been fighting for maybe not the championship, but for the podium the whole season. And now for the last one, it will be a thriller. We will have a close battle, I guess, in the last race.
This weekend the target is to finish on the podium, and that would be a fantastic reward for everybody in the team. Our drivers here in the Michelin Le Mans Cup are trying to improve themselves so they can head to European Le Mans Series next year. We've got to get more experience. This is a new car for us. Sometimes we've lacked a little bit in performance, but we've got a really strong driver lineup, and with Rory Penttinen, I think we've got one of the best bronze drivers in the business.
I'm learning every time I'm sitting in this car. I learn and then improves on something. So yeah, it feels really good. This track I really love. It's really nice track. It's up and down like a roller coaster.
Now Portimão, it's an awesome track, a lot of ups and downs, and worthy season finale, I would say. For the Formula One, 1 week ago they put completely new surface all around the track, and it has so much grip right now, and there is less bumps, which helps especially in the last corner, and now it's easier to go flat, and it's even more fun to drive right now.
I'm a businessman. I'm based in Cape Town in South Africa, where I've been for the last 10 years, making, of all things, electric beds. Well, for sure, South Africa in the winter, possibly England in the summer. That's an easy one, LMP3. Wow, now that is a very difficult question indeed. I think Le Mans is incredibly special, but on the African continent, Kyle Army takes it every time. Well, the South African me would say rugby. My partner Sharon would say football and the Wolves. Well, it's easier to win in the South African Endurance Series, but I just love this challenge here. I would say CD Sport do a fantastic job, but Rico Bala Racing, we love those boys down in South Africa. Well, Cyril's a great guy, and he doesn't get the criticism that Boris does, but I think Cyril, he's my man. I'm so happy to be here. See you next time.
We're ready to get the final round of the Michelin Le Mans Cup underway. In GT3, Rino Mastronardi, the 2020 champion, clinched his 5th pole of the season, and in LMP3, Nicolas Moulini took his 4th pole of the season for Cool Racing. We're all set here in Portimão. Let's go racing.
Ready to go racing, LMP3 pole, Nicola Maulini for the 37 championship hopefuls, Cool Racing. GT3 pole, number 8 Ferrari of Rino Mastronardi. And for LMP3 champions, DKR Engineering, only a 12th place start with Wolfgang Triller replacing Jean Glorieux. We are ready to go green, red lights are on, poleman right in the middle of the track. Alongside him is Rory Penttinen, the 26 craft car, and away we go. They fan out into 2 big queues of cars, but Nicola Maulini straight down the middle, diving down the hill into turn 1, and he'll hold the lead. Rory Penttinen in second. Everybody making it through, a little bit of contact with the United car there, and a couple running out wide. Nicola Maulini leading the field then as they charge up this sweeping hill. Rory Penttinen, Moritz Krantz third for Mulner Motorsport, Maurice Smith fourth for Cool Racing. Rino Mastronardi leading the GT3 field over the hill for the first time. Nicola Maulini at the front of the field. There's the white Ferrari. Second place, Mikhail Pronisevsky. And it looks as though Rino Mastronardi get held up there by the LMP3 cars going down the inside. There's the 21 car, Moritz Krantz, Mulner Motorsport. And there is the battle for the lead in GT3. Mastronardi just ahead of the red Kessel 74 car and Mikhail Pronisevsky. Well, at the moment, it looks as though Rino Mastronardi is just managing to hold him off. 2 or 3 car lengths between them, maybe 4. And here is the 9th place battle. This is Wolfgang Triller for DKR. Started 12th. He goes by John Schaumann for 9th, United Auto Sports car. So making good progress early in the race. Oh, and that's trouble. That's CD Sports' Mikkel Jensen, the Dane. That is a long way off. Oh, was that contact and a lock-up? It was. Well, he went a long way off into the gravel, and that is not an easy place to rescue him from.
Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed. Leader slow down. All cars to queue up.
Brief safety car to recover the CD Sport machine. They're well versed in digging cars out of that gravel trap here at Portimão. He is back in the pits. Back to green flag racing. Cool Racing's Nicola Maulini leading them across the line once more. Battle shaping up for second place. More in hope than anticipation for Moritz Krantz. He was never close enough to Rory Penttinen to try anything there into turn one. Safety car didn't really close up the leaders, but it did in GT3. Rino Mastronardi, Mikael Broniszewski now joined by Nicholas Leutwiler. So the Porsche Centrum Oberazurichsee by TFT Porsche right in the battle. Of course, they're looking for the runner-up spot in the championship, as are the crew of the 74 Kessel Racing Ferrari. Number 8, Iron Lynx Ferrari, already champions last time out. So grudge match here for second place on the track and in the points tables. Well, who will this roller coaster track favour? Doesn't look like there's too much to choose between them. This is CD Sports Jacques Wolf under pressure from Fabien Laverne. The MV2S car tucked up right underneath the splitter now, looking down to the inside into this long left-hand hairpin. Oh, very easy to outbrake yourself. They just got away without contact, so change for 13th place. That's the EDEX Sport car, Patrice Lafargue, and he's off before the final corners. Now, they're not having much luck this season, are they? Battle for 10th place, John Schaumann for United Autosports. He's under pressure now from Fabien Laverne. Laverne in the MV2S car really flying. Dives through on the inside, over the brow and drops down the hill. So many corners here. All you can see is sky as you turn in, and then they drop away from you. Laverne attacking Wolfgang Triller at the hairpin. Fabien Laverne up to 8th now. This is a fabulous Fabien drive. Great stuff from MV2S. Oh, trouble, that's Nicholas Leutwiler out of 3rd place in the Porsche Centrum Oberazurichsee by TFT 911. Battle for 2nd continues. Mistake there from Rory Penttinen. The Graf car, that's going to leave him vulnerable. He was in very deep under braking, somehow gets away with it, but here comes Moritz Krantz, the Mullner Motorsport driver, trying to go the long way around the outside over the brow and just ran out of road. Couldn't hang on to take the inside here. Oh, Rory Penttinen got away with that by the skin of his teeth. Battle for 5th. This is Maurice Smith just ahead of Fabien Laverne, but not for long. Oh, Smith sees him coming right at the last moment. Laverne had a big lunge there, but he got away with it. He's up to 5th. We'll started 10th place on the grid. That's good progress. Back with our battle for 2nd place. Still the Graf Racing entry. Rory Penttinen just ahead of Moritz Krantz. And Krantz in the 21 Mullner Motorsport car, attacking him like a dog worrying a bone, and you can see how much the car moves around as you climb and dive around this fabulous Portuguese circuit. Yes, jiggly legs everywhere, apart from in the cockpits. I think, oh, Moritz Krantz having another look from turn 1 to turn 2, and Penttinen trying to square the car up in the middle of the corner, but it's skating away underneath him. Grip is at such a premium here. Very easy indeed to be running through your tyres and burning them up before the end of the stint. Race leader out front, pulling away continually. Number 37, Cool Racing at Ligier, Nicola Maulini. Whoa, but again, look, he's starting to run out of tyre as well. And it's going to be dangerous perhaps in the final few minutes of the stint. The team are ready. Edward Koope will take over. Rory Penttinen hanging on. Moritz Krantz sends it deep down the inside. Wow. And he moves up to 2nd position. He's been waiting for the opportunity, and in the end, Rory Penttinen could not quite hang on. Into the feasible pit window for Cool Racing. Maurice Smith handing over to Matt Bell.
Drive-through penalty, car 27.
Oh, that's a disaster for Fabien Laverne and MV2S. He's been so good in traffic, so fast, but that hard work, some of it at least, will be undone. There's the 37 car. Race leader is in the pits. Edward Coope taking over from Nicola Maulini. Coope following the IDEC Sport car out of the pit lane. Just a little squirrel there as the tyres light up a bit. Okay, an hour to hold the lead and do whatever they can. All they can do is win this race and see what DKR do in response.
The pole position was the goal, because if we miss the pole, the championship is over before the start of the race. We did the job, and now we have a 10 or 15 seconds of gap from the second place. But we don't have the choice. It's not in your hands. We have to wait in which position the DKR car will finish.
Second place car is in, Milner Motorsport. Moritz Krantz handing over to Alex Kapadia. So they've got a great opportunity to finish the final race of the season on the podium. And there is Edouard Coope, the cool racing car running out of road. He's got by the IDEC Sport car that led him out to the pits, but don't want to give away too many like that. Have to keep it clean. GT3 leader in the pits. This is the number 8 Iron Lynx Ferrari. Rino Mastronardi there helping to belt in his co-driver Giacomo Piccini. Battle here, under braking again, down into the hairpin. Matthias Kaiser for Graf. The 26 car goes by Alex Kapadia. The Milner Motorsport car now down to 4th. Graf's 26 car up to 3rd place. Don't think Kapadia's given up on that one though. Orange car in the middle of this group, that is Lawrence Herr for DKR. Ahead of him, Colin Noble for Nielsen, he's in 6th. And behind, Dino Lunardi, the Motorsport 98 car. There's the team, yes, everything crossed. And Lunardi really attacking the DKR car. And this could have a big say in how the championship finishes. Dino Lunardi all over the back of Lawrence Herr. Herr really, it seems, trying to be cautious, careful. They must finish at all costs. But then they can't be too far down the order either. Motorsport 98 move up to 7th. Colin Noble has escaped there, hasn't he, in the Nielsen car in 6th. Lawrence Herr down to 8th. Race leader is in. Long stint for Fabien Laverne. Comes back out in 2nd place. So Christoph Cresp in 2nd. Matthias Kaiser 3rd in the 26 Graf car. Alex Kapadia 4th for Milner Motorsport. That is a massive net gain for MV2S Racing. Despite that drive-through, they've gone from 10th at the start to 2nd under pressure, but still 2nd with 40-odd minutes to go, and through goes the Graf car, and Kapadia's alongside as well. This could be trouble. No, he squeezes in, gets by. Kaiser up to 2nd, Kapadia 3rd, Cresp down to 4th. Edward Coope in traffic, making short work of it there down into turn 1. The cool racing driver is being exactly what it says on the tin. Cool and racing. Keeping themselves out front in GT3 as well. The number 8 Iron Lynx team that have already won the championship. Giacomo Piccini will be reeling off the laps. Lawrence Herr in 8th place. That is enough at the moment for DKR to secure the championship title. They cannot afford any failures or mistakes by Lawrence Herr. Ooh, sharp turn in over the brow there. Christoph Cresp under pressure from Colin Noble, the Nielsen car, and the Motorsport 98 machine is not far behind either. Cresp came out of the pits a narrow 2nd place. He's trying to hang on to 5th. Oh, just does. Colin Noble's going to have a lunch here though. Cresp drifts out very wide. Eric de Donker right behind in the Dayglow and black car, and he goes through as well. Oh, Christoph Cresp! That's damage. He's had a crash. Who's he hit? That is Andy Merrick.
Safety car. We are under safety car.
Massive damage at the front of the United car. Christoph Cresp recovering from a spin. This is out of the hairpin, and Andy Merrick had nowhere to go. Oh, big impact. Safety car, the perfect opportunity for everybody to do their mandatory final pit stops. There's Andy Merrick limping away from the wrecked United car. So Graf Cool Racing 69 car, Nielsen, Müller Motorsport and DKR all coming in immediately. This is the mandatory second stop for fuel only. They've got it out of the way, but it's not going to be a short safety car. Well, there is Christoph Kresp's car being towed out of harm's way. And out comes Edouard Cope, the Cool Racing driver, pitting a lap behind the others, but that drops him down now to 6th position behind Lawrence Herr for DKR. And that has decided the championship, surely. We head back to green flag racing inside the final hour. Look at the battle at the front of the queue for GT3 honours. And everybody else looking to move up. Oh my goodness, look at David Perel! Giacomo Piccini tried to push him into the pit lane exit. Perel dived to the inside, there was contact. And Piccini squeezes back in front. All the LMP3 cars trying to fight their way through though, and that's not going to help David Perel. Giacomo Piccini clinging on by his fingernails to the race lead. Number 2 Porsche in 3rd. There's trouble, that's Matt Bell for Cool Racing, deep in the gravel.
Drive through car 26 for overtaking under safety car.
And that is Matthias Kaiser, the Graf Racing driver who was the new race leader. They can't believe it. And that means that Colin Noble for Nielsen, second on the road, is now potentially the race winner. What a turn of events, and in GT3 it is not over. Here comes David Perel again. He's pushing Giacomo Piccini. He's pushing him along the straight. He's going to look down the inside. Piccini covers. He's desperately blocking everywhere he can. Perel has got more. He can't do the cutback though. Piccini has covered that off. Runs out wide, hangs on as they climb the hill once more. Last lap of the race. Colin Noble is going to head to victory here in the season finale in Portimão for Nielsen Racing.
Colin, great job. Superb drive, buddy. Superb drive.
Okay, Mr. Herr, you are 2020 Le Mans Cup champion. So good. Thank you.
And Giacomo Piccini will claim a 4th win of the season for the number 8 Iron Lynx Ferrari, the 2020 Michelin Le Mans Cup champions. And DKR Engineering for a 4th consecutive year are Michelin Le Mans Cup champions in LMP3. What an astonishing record. The race won by Nielsen from Müller and DKR, and in the end, Cool Racing's 37 car in 6th position just didn't get it right behind the safety car. Iron Lynx Kessel and Porsche Zentrum Oberzürchsee by TFT, the top 3 in GT3.
For 2 or 3 races in the last 10 minutes of the race, there's been always a good fight with Giacomo and David. The competition is always very tight. Really came here to enjoy the race, and that's what we did. We are really very, very happy. It couldn't be a better season than this.
3rd place are Porsche duo Nicholas Duttweiler and Julian Andlauer. 2nd, Mikhail Bronsevsky and David Perel. And the race winners and the champions, Rino Mastronardi and Giacomo Piccini. The points stack up in favour of Kessel Racing. They are the runners-up in the championship to our champions from Iron Lynx, with Porsche Zentrum Oberzürchsee by TFT in 3rd spot. Not bad for their rookie season.
Totally surprised that we got the win. I mean, our pace has been okay, but it was never really going to be the winner's pace. But the safety car kind of threw things up in the air, and Colin did a super job, didn't he? I mean, honestly.
3rd place, our champions, Wolfgang Triller, joining Lawrence Herr in the number 3 DKR car. Moritz Krantz and Alex Capadia 2nd for Müller, but our winners for Nielsen, Tony Wells and Colin Noble. fitting that the champions finish on the final race podium. They are the top of the overall podium, ahead of Cool Racing's 37 and 26 from Graf.
The restart messed it up a lot, and I was just taking care not to crash and just to make it to the end. For me, it's just incredible. The team did a mega job. Jean, as a real bronze driver, did a great job, and it's just a pleasure for me to bring DK out a 4th title in a row.
The racing is over. Time to present the trophies. In GT3, newcomers Iron Lynx were dominant throughout the season with 5 poles and 4 wins. They get an invitation to the 2021 24 Hours of Le Mans. And DKR were unstoppable. In 2017, 18, 19 and 20, they have taken the title. We'll have to see them in Barcelona in April 2021 to see if they can start a 5th run of success.